Hi you guys, how are you? If you're new to my channel, my name is Sarah. This is my channel Stitching by Sarah. This is a channel about my little addiction called cross stitch. How have you been for the last 2 weeks? I hope you're all been good. Last weekend I went to Rochester, New York, and I took a class with Ellen Chester. The class is called Kindred Spirits. She's with my needle, not to be confused with thy needle and thread, which is Brenda Gervais. Before this class, I never heard of Ellen Chester, but she makes charts with reproduction samplers and her own samplers. This is where I'm going to stand on my little soapbox here. One of my pet peeves is the cross stitch community calling additional stitches specialty stitches, because cross stitch is a form of needlework, and other stitches are needlework stitches also. So everybody calls them specialty stitches. I'm just going to call them additional stitches. I'll step down. So I learned, let's see, the pattern has, sorry, my husband's home. I think he's talking on his phone. The pattern that she gave us had a total of 21 different stitches. Cross stitch, back stitch, cross stitch over one, continental stitch. So I knew 4 of them. And I learned that a lot of additional stitches are based off the herringbone stitch, I guess. So if you can get the herringbone stitch, you can get several other stitches. So I had a really good time. Met the YouTuber Stitching Between the Lines, Pam. She's really nice. I met lots of nice ladies, Susan and Claudia. I'm horrible with names. Rachel. I want to say Audrey. I'm not sure. I'm horrible with names. So if by any chance you went to that class and you're watching my video, I'm sorry if I forgot your name. But there was a lot of nice ladies I met. Ellen Chester is really great at teaching. I don't remember if I've said this already, but if you get a chance, take her class. She is an excellent teacher. Her instructions for you to take home are very detailed. So in the event that, you get home and don't touch it for months or so, and then you pull it out, you can look at her instructions, and they are very detailed, step by step, how to do the stitch. So had a wonderful time. So that's what I did last weekend. I'm just trying to figure out where to start here. With my last video, Donna had asked me about the Fragments in Time, which are these charts, the Susquehanna Valley samplers. This is her 2022 Fragments in Time by Summer House Stitchworks. She had asked me if these get stitched individually, or is there, do you group them together? There is on Summer House Stitchworks website a free download where you can put them all on the same cloth and make it all as one chart, or you can do them individually, like these pillows on here. I probably will do them all together. So I figure that might be a question that several of you have asked or were wondering, so I thought I would share that with y'all. All right, let's get into things. I have, my featured FFO. Guess what came back from the framers since I've seen you last? Look it. I need thee every hour. So I did not take this to Hobby Lobby, and it was much more expensive. I had asked them to round the corners when I took it in of the mats But when I went to pick it up, the guy said, yeah, we don't do that. So I should have just taken out a Hobby Lobby and saved myself like $150. But anyways, so this is, sorry for the light. Let's see, so this is what it looks like. Isn't it pretty? I think the green mat really brings out that purple. So this is, I need the every hour. I think this was a Leisure Arts chart. And I finished it, I think I finished stitching it this year. I know you guys have watched me stitch it. And so it's finally framed. I've got the museum glass on it. And it was framed by Lamprose in the Woodlands, Texas here. So this is my featured FFO of the week. Isn't that pretty? Just absolutely love it. All right, now I gotta go hang it up. All right, on to my stitching. I don't remember if I told you guys this already. Ellen had asked us not to show our stitching of our project on social media. You can go to With My Needle, her Instagram page, and you'll see the wooden basket full of items. That is our project, that whole thing. So you can look at that. And the class is called Kindred Spirits. So if you want to see what we were stitching on, you can go look at that page. I have a finish. So this is the chart, We Santa. I think I told you last time that I was going to try hard to get this done, and I only had a little bit to do. So this is We Santa 2018 by Heart and Hand. This is where it was last time you guys saw it. And here he is. He's all finished. I didn't put my initials in yet. I'm trying to figure out where to put that. But otherwise, all the other stitching is done. I've got the button sewed on. He's on 32 count putty linen. And I'm using a combination of DMC and the Gentle Arts. So there he is. That's my finish. All right, so I don't have a lot of other stitching. So while we were in Newark Airport, sitting there doing nothing for almost 4 hours, I worked on Death by Cross Stitch. This is Death by Cross Stitch if you've never seen the pattern. This is where it was last time you guys saw it. And this is where it is now. I am working on page 3. The linen is 32 count sand by Picture This Plus. I worked on that top border of page 3. So I'm almost done with that top border. I just have to finish that third line right there. And then I go on to, let's get this. That, I think there's another bird over here, or whatever that is. So this is where we are, and the DMC is 9, I want to say 935. I love working on that. It's so easy to work on, especially when it's just rows and rows of, you know, when it's rows just like that one right there. I love working on it. All right. So I debated whether to show you guys this one because I really didn't get much progress, but I'll show you anyways. This is Mychal's Prayer by Silver Creek Samplers. This is where it was last time you guys saw it. And this is where it is now. Yeah, the only thing I did was, I believe the only thing I did was I put the pole in for the flag. That was done just before we went to Rochester. The fabric is an unnamed BeStitchMe 22 count. And I'm using the called for flosses. All right. Next is the other one that you guys see frequently. This is the Jeanette Douglas Mini Bouquet Sampler. This is her year-long sale, and I'm doing it as a sale with my local needlework store, Samplers and Stitching. This is where it was last time you guys saw it. And this is where we are now. I think I got quite a bit done. I am behind. I'm supposed to be finishing the fourth one. You can see that white border. I brought that over here farther. I started the third bouquet. I think I finished the second bouquet, and I think I may or may not have added to that. I'm not sure. Fabric is the called for 40 count Dead Sea Scrolls by Seraphim Fabrics, and I'm using the called for overdyed flosses. And sorry, the light's bad. That may be it right there. So this Saturday, Samplers and Stitching is having a get-together with all their, well, whatever sale participants that can make it, and we're going to sit and have a day of stitching. So if I can get the third one done so I can start the fourth one over there, I'll be happy. Oops, stay. All right. And then the last one is Gingerbread Cookies by Stitching with the Housewives. This is really easy too. So this is where it was last time you saw it. And this is where we are now. I'm using 14 count chalkboard aida. As I put in the red knob on the rolling pin, I added I think most of the white words down here. Added that house, the gingerbread man. I think I did his body. It started the house there. And then I put the little red in between the red up there and there and there. I think it's so cute. I love it. So that is where that is. And that's all my stitching for the week. Let's see. Next is, I want to remind giveaway winners, Jackie AS, contact me with your address so that I can mail this out to you. You won the cats. And then Vicky Moody, send me your information so that I can send you Aunt Verdi's porch. All right. And I have a couple of new items. Ellen, she's so funny, Ellen Chester. She doesn't like the term stash. She says she's not, it's not stash, it's adding to her collection. And I kind of like that. So I have stuff to add to my collection. I don't remember, did I show you the new punch needle and primitive stitcher? I don't remember if this came before last video or since then. There's not many in here that I like. I think probably the only one I like is that one there. This is cute, but it's not something that I'd stitch because I don't stitch fall or Halloween. All right, and my coloring cotton floss of the month came. There, they are so pretty. Look at these pretty colors. Aren't they very fallish? So this one is Red Delicious. It's one of my favorite apples. Pine Needles. That's a green, kind of like there. Maize. Sugar Maple. There's, I don't know if you can see all that variegation in there. And Bonfire. So that's new floss. And then The cross stitch store that put on the class with Ellen Chester was is Needle House Hobby House Needleworks up there in Rochester. So you know, had to go buy some stuff. My plan was just to buy fabric. I heard that they have an extensive fabric collection. They do, but most of it is like 40 count, 36, 40, 56 count. They have a lot of that. So if you like to stitch on that, there's a lot of that. They don't have a lot of the smaller counts, but you know, I found what I wanted. I wasn't planning on buying some charts, but you know, I did. So the first fabric, I'm not sure who the dyer is. This is called Brick. I think it's a little redder than right there. So there's that one. This is 32 count Cat's Whisker by Tabby Cat. I've never heard of Tabby Cat before. It's just a gray. And then this is delicious. This is 32 count Marbled Terracotta. This is by XJew. XJew, they make nice fabric, or they dye. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It looks like it got rubbed by a terracotta. What do you call that? A pot. Really pretty. And then this is a 28 count Blue Spruce by Zweigart. And this is just, I'm not sure why I got it, but I did. And it's a very pretty color. And it's not the usual really hard Zweigart. It's a little bit softer. So that's why I got it. All right. Some charts to add to my collection. This is Ann Morris by Hands Across the Sea. Look at that, isn't that pretty? And Bristol Berries. I'm falling in love with these Bristol Berries. This is the third one. And then whenever I find a chart that's made by a Sarah, so this is Sarah Ann Burnley 1826 by Just Stitching Along. And it's all in, I don't know if that's a black or in black. And then a Long Dog Samplers. This is Game of Swans. I've seen other people stitch it and I loved it. And then this is Blackbird Designs Lady Liberty. Isn't that pretty? So, I think that's it. Nothing new here. Other than, you know, my little trip to Rochester this past weekend for a long weekend, and Saturday is the Stitch Along get together with my local LNS. Other than that, it's just work. So I hope you all have a good week, and I will talk to y'all next week. Bye guys.